Today on VIP TV, WBO ranked #4 super featherweight, Archie Sharp. Archie, thanks for joining us today on VIP TV, and hope you're well.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm very well, thanks, and I hope you're well too.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Well, first of all, before we talk about the world scene, July 10, WBO global title, Royal Albert Hall, Marcio Sosa, a fight that's been delayed, but is it delayed for the better, especially boxing at the Royal Albert Hall?
Yeah, 100%. Everything happens for a reason, and I was due to fight, like you say, on that show. But the day I was supposed to leave to go to the show, my little girl was born, so it all worked out double well for me. And now, like you say, back at the Royal Albert Hall, I've got my nice little knockout with Declan there, so
Yeah,
I'm familiar with the place, and I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to being back.
yeah. I mean, it's a nice title, the global belt. And what do you know about this opponent, Sosa?
Well, Nicky Aguilar, if I said that
Yeah,
right, that's where he's from. So, and I've had a little butchers, and to be honest with you, they're all typical like Mexican style sort of fighters. Do you know what I mean? Just want to sit in the middle and go to work. So I've had a little look, but do you know what? What I've worked on this time with myself is just to make sure that I'm in my best shape as possible. Not really worried about the opponent.
yeah. That's all you can do.
I just got to make exactly that. So I'm just going to make sure I'm 100%. I'm in the best shape as I've been, and I've just got to turn it on the night.
Yeah, I mean, how's it been with Alan Smith? Because you still haven't had a fight together, have you?
No, we ain't boxed together yet, so I'm looking forward to it. I think everyone else is more excited than me to get out. They've all seen the improvements in myself, and they're all looking forward to it. So, what do they say? Quiet entrance, noisy exit.
Is that what you're planning? Yeah.
What the plan is, yeah.
Yeah. What has developed under Alan and the team there at Irebox?
Well, Al keeps saying to me, it's everything I know anyway. But what he's done, he's brought out the best of me. He's brought out my old Archie Sharp, how I used to box, and just the basics. Really, been working on a lot of basics, and it's just, I think where I'm in a different camp. I'm in a camp, and the training, like I say, the training's been a bit different. But it's just more just working on myself and not worrying about other things. Just bringing the best what I can do. And that's what I intend to show on the 10th of July.
Yeah. What's it been like for you around, should we say, a lot of other professional boxers that are going well in your career? Because previously it was pretty much one-to-one, wasn't it?
It was very solo. I was very much on my own, and around a lot of like people going up the gym, keeping fit. So it's definitely a different roof, should I say? I'm under a different roof, so it's full of champions and great fighters, and that's what it's all about. And definitely, I feel that that's a main what's the word? The main factor. I think main factor, I'd say, because I can go in there on a Monday or whatever day I walk in there and you're sparring Dennis, or you're sparring Sam Noakes, or you're sparring Pierce O'Leary, CJ, whoever it is who's in there. There's some great fighters in there that we can just, do you know what I mean? You just walk in there and you've got your sparring, where before I never had that.
Yeah, what was you having to go out for sparring or ring around to get lads to come down, I guess?
Yeah, ring around. Don't get me wrong, Al still takes me
Yeah.
out. I've been over the Peacocks, and we've got people coming over. I sparred Ronnie Clark on Wednesday. So, yeah, we do get to sparring still, going out and mixing it up. But I'm just saying, say, for example, just walk in and
Yeah.
the boys, even better body sparring, the boys are there, they're in the ring already, I'll jump in, and do you know what I mean? And we just mix it in. And also on the bag, it's just being around other hungry fighters. I've been in the game now for a very long time,
Yeah.
and it's definitely brought the hunger back. I'm more hungrier than I've ever been in the whole time I've been a fighter, from such a young age, 7 to now 26. It's the hungriest I've ever been.
Do you know what I was just looking a couple of weeks ago when I started trying to trace you down for this interview, and I followed your career, covered you on Box Nation, and I was still shocked to see you've had 19 professional fights. I thought you was on about 13 or 14. As you say, that experience is there now, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. I've done my bit of time, and also I've fought some good opponents in the build-up with Declan Garrity. Some great good fighters who've done big things in the amateur game. A lot of people probably wouldn't have took some of the fights that I have took. I've done my learning, my apprenticeship, should I say, and I think I've developed as a fighter and as a man and as a person in the last, well, I've been with Al now nearly 8 months. So in them 8 months, I've developed so much from where I was before.
Yeah, and you're now, as you say, through taking these fights, you're now number 4 with a WBO. How do you survey the world title picture at the moment when you look at it? Like Herring's the champion, Shakur's interim. He's beaten the guy at the weekend who was just above you. I think is it Yakubov would be the only contender now above you. So how do you rate it, and how do you see your chance coming, and against who?
Well, this is what I mean. They say timing no weapons for a reason, and you just got to trust the process. And I think the timing's been perfect. Me making that move, and I'm looking at these fighters. I watched Shakur over the weekend. Nakafila was not up to a cop, in my personal opinion, sitting there at number 2. Obviously, I'm fighting for that WBO global belt that he had. And I was disappointed with his performance, really, as a fighter. I've boxed better opponents myself. And Shakur has as well. He's had harder fights than that in the past. So, and then to be honest with you, I wasn't majorly impressed with Shakur either with his performance. So, technically, Shakur's a good fighter, but so am I technically. So, it makes a great fight. I believe I beat these kids all day long. Obviously, we've got to be in the best shape, and I bring my A game. I beat any fighter.
And what about Herring? Do you see him defending it, or do you see him at this stage of his career, and I suppose no one can blame him, jumping up and fighting a Lopez or something for a lot of money?
Yeah, I don't blame him. Do you know what I mean? He's getting on a bit now, and he's got to look at financial what makes sense for him. And to be honest with you, I think he obviously was there at the Shakur fight, and he'd probably be looking at Shakur thinking, do you know what? After that performance, it fancy that myself. So I'll be surprised if he doesn't take that fight now. I really do. I've got a funny feeling after Shakur's performance on the weekend, Jamel might actually say, "We'll go on and I'll have it with Shakur." Because I believe after his performance on the weekend, I believe that's a easier fight for Jamel than it would be fighting Oscar Valdez.
Really? Yeah. So what would you on the weekend? Would you fancy your chances against Shakur right now?
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the gym working, and I'm not overlooking my opponent on July the 10th.
Yeah, of course not. You wouldn't.
I'm training for July the 10th as if I'm fighting a Shakur or fighting a Jamel Herring. So I know where I'm at, my fitness and my diet. Because the thing is with me in the past, I've got through fights and I've won fights on just based on like my ability.
Yeah.
I haven't lived a life as a professional fighter. This is the first time, and not not training. I've always trained hard, but I mean, like resting times. When I'm going to have rest days, I was always out and about doing something. Where now, or going on a different business adventures. Where now I'm eating it when I've got to eat. My nutrition. I haven't really done a proper diet plan since I boxed Woodstock, which was 3 years ago. I just got complacent, got very complacent, and started making the weight with only 4 weeks to go and things like that. Where now I've been making the weight since March, and you now I feel a difference. Like I can walk around, I'm feeling fit, strong. My energy levels are through the roof. So I've definitely seen a difference by just dedicating my outside life as much as my inside life as a professional fighter in the gym. Sorry, I do definitely see the difference and feel different, and I'm ready for these world title fights this year, 100%.
I never knew that. I always knew you trained hard, but I always thought you was the most diligent. I always imagined you as the most diligent pro outside the ring as well.
Do you know what it is? It's not that I don't drink and I don't do anything like that. It's not alcohol or anything like that. When I'm saying about being strict, but it's like fizzy drinks, just silly little things, like that you've got to be that bring you 1% and 2% game, and that's where I kind of went wrong with my nutritionist before. I've got a nutrition, and he's spot on, but it's just me listening to him. You know what I mean? There was a little bit of myself, and like I said, I've got kids. I took my half a ball a little bit, got very complacent. And now I've been under the new gym with my new trainers. They're on me, and I'm surrounded by other good fighters who are all doing it properly as well. And it like I say, the end buzz is back, and I'm in tremendous shape for it.
Brilliant. And just one final question: Kachi and Woodstock for the British title. Does that interest you at all? Or are you just looking at this WBO mandatory or whatever position you can get in now to get the world title fight?
No, they don't interest me at all anymore. Do you know what? They weren't really on my radar anyway. I know they all call me out, and Woodstock had his chance 3 years ago when we was both prospects, unbeaten prospects. And I've gone and done that in his hometown. So, and to be honest with you, from 3 years ago, then if I boxed Woodstock again, I'd stop him within 4. Do you know what I mean? 100%. And Kakachi, on the other hand, I think his problem is with himself, where he's in the clubs and he's missing opportunities. Like he's supposed to fight Woodstock and that's all gone. So they're very irrelevant to me. Shakur, Oscar Valdez, Jamel Herring, these are the names that I'm only interested in now.
All right. Tell you what, it's been brilliant catching up with you, Archie, and hopefully I'll see you at some time in Spain during the summer.
Yeah, 100%. We'll be out there.
You take care and look after yourself.
God bless you too, mate. Thanks again for having me on. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.